Hey guys, thanks for checking in again. Come on back. So we've got a bedroom here. It's kind of misshapen. I just want to make a video, show you guys how we stretch, a room of carpet in and actually take the time and hopefully talk you through it a little bit. So Chris is going to be videoing and standing on my stretcher board. So we should be good to go, Chris. So I always like to pull away from doorways first and just get a little stretch. Doesn't have to be anything major, but sometimes you want to flatten carpet. This is one that you want to flatten carpet. A lot of this, I've done this long enough, you just go by feel through that, as you pull that stretcher. I always like to make sure I set on tack strips. And so now what we're actually going to separate this room into like two rooms using this wall here. We'll make a couple stretches this way. I'll actually turn the stretcher around, make a couple stretches that way. So kind of like I said, it's a misshapen room. There's probably 20 million different ways to do this. That's probably an exaggeration. There's probably quite a few ways to do it. This is the way that I would do it. So just want to show you all the work that it takes. It's crazy work without that radio on, Chris. So I got this little pucker right here. I made that relief cut so I could put my seams together. I'm just going to lightly set the tack or the carpet up on that tack strip. This is not a stretcher. This is a positioning tool, the knee kicker. So all I'm going to do is just kind of lightly. I don't have to get carried away with it because again, this isn't going to be a stretch. It isn't going to hold anything. Sometimes I like to cut that down. Sometimes I don't. In this instance, I don't, because I'm going to stretch both ways just in case I do cause a pucker here. I want to be able to pull and have some carpet, if I have to make any adjustments. That's a great place for you right there, Chris. All right. What I'm going to do is stretch straight off that wall this way, and there's actually a closet here, and you can see, I don't know if you can show them there, Chris, I did put a seam together there, and what I'm going to do is stretch past that closet, cut everything down, and then put in the closet. And look at that. That would have been a nice treat for them underneath there. Who left that? I think I nailed the tack strip down here, so I think that's my fault. That's pretty rare that I would do something like that. And again, some guys would cut this down, throw it in, and there's really not a wrong or right way to do it. We just all kind of do it our own way. And at the end, if it gets done, looks good, it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to kind of lightly angle it in here because if I'm going to create a wrinkle, I want to take it out somewhere. Kind of easy. That'll be good there. Now what I'll do is I'll angle everything that way and I'll kind of stretch and push everything that way. This is where it helps to have somebody standing back there too, because we're going to be stretching at quite an angle that my stretcher is going to want to move out on that other end, on the tail end here. And that sound you hear when you see me scraping that in there, all I'm doing is I'm pushing that carpet into those tacks. I want that to hold my stretch. This way. All right, Chris?
You good?
Right up there. And let's do, I think we can do one more stretch before we get too carried away here. If you want to step off the, thanks buddy. I'm actually just going to throw another pipe in. All right, I'm gonna have you step on that. Let's just see what we can do here. For those that say it can't be done, get out of my way. I'm doing it. I'm gonna pull this carpet up. There's tack strip along there, but it was pinching on this. I'm just gonna pull that up. That way that carpet pulls along there. That was a good stretch. I don't, you know, personal preference, I don't like stretching right into that corner. I like, because I'm going to have to stretch that one anyways. So I kind of like just to leave that, you know, even a foot back sometimes, just so I can pull that back. And again, if I have to move carpet, I'm not, you know, stuck in one spot. All right. So this wall's set. Everything's set on here. And again, some guys would cut it down. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This situation, I don't. Because now I want to take and I want to stretch everything back that direction. So I'm just going to swipe this through here. What I'll do is I'll set everything up for down here. But I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Casey Peterson here in Algona. He showed me this little trick. And I use it all the time now. But sometimes if you don't have that, it's a carpet spreader, carpet tucker I call it. Just taking your stretcher board, just pushing that down into those tacks. And that gets, again, that's all it's doing is we're setting that that carpet back into those tacks so it don't move. So I'm gonna go right there, Chris. That's a good spot for you. I don't think I could turn two pipes at once. What do you think?
I don't know if anybody's going to be able to do it. It's going to be you.
Anybody could do it, it'd be me, but I'm even thinking that would have been a pretty far stretch for me.
It's not like carpet. You can't bend it in half.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to do on this is I'm actually probably going to stretch where that outlet is down there. I'm going to take my first stretch there. I'll probably come down here if that helps. So I'll probably take my first stretch right here, and then I'll just fan out from there. I'll take some that way, take some this way. Personal preference, I don't think it matters one way or another. All right, big guy, you ready?
We're ready.
I'm kind of happy we brought enough pipes in. It would have kind of embarrassing to have to go get a couple more. So, again, I just kind of go by feel. I think all carpets, the backings are all different. They're going to stretch different. And this one, it's a little bit looser, not as tight, and so you can get a little more movement out of it. And so sometimes you might have to, you know, use the knee kicker on the carpet stretcher head to kind of move the carpet one way or another. I think that's why I like stretching both the ways. I can just take the wrinkles out. The less you have to slam your knee on this thing, the better. Especially for me, I like running, so the more years that I can get to run, the better. One spot where it looks like I forgot to staple the carpet cushion. this all underneath there. Yikes, a little too much, Chris. There we go.
And say if you want to stay right there, point out that little wrinkle that you have
Yep,
there.
yeah, exactly. Good for noticing. So here's what I was talking about causing those wrinkles. And the direction of this wrinkle, if you can see it, it shows me that the carpet needs to go that way. So what I like to do is, again, move as much of it that way as I can, instead of having to use a knee kicker and trying to get, you know, the whole thing to go that way when I set that wall. So. One more here. You see me, I put my knee on here. It's just to keep that carpet stretcher. And sometimes you can hear that, I would call it like a raking sound. And it just keeps it from raking that back in and tearing it all up. Just keeps a little weight on it. All right. And I'm just going to set that all in there. I got a nice stretch. I do have a couple wrinkles right here and right here. Fortunately though, everything's got to get stretched that way. You know, over the years of doing this, I just know that those are going to come out. So what I'm going to do now is cut all my closets in, and we'll go ahead and stretch those in. And again, everybody's going to do this different. I do a little kicking in the closet, but not a terrible amount, I guess. Kind of want to be careful with it too. We don't want to scratch up the woodwork. So what I like to do is just get it in there, kind of look at it. Everything's flat here. We're good to go. And this was one of them bedrooms, anybody watching this knows, that was right at about 12 feet wide. So even with the dropping the carpet in there, we're just barely to the wall. So I'm gonna do a little knee kicking. Like I was saying earlier, don't like doing any more than I have to, because this thing will cripple you faster than just about anything else.
All right, give you a little light in here.
So all I'm doing is I'm just moving it up to that tack strip. I'm going to stretch away from this anyways. I'm not, you know, booting it terribly hard. I'm going to do one more, Chris. I got that set. So now I got wrinkles that need to go that way. And again, there's probably a bunch of different ways to do this, but this is the way I'm going to do this one. I am going to actually come in here with the carpet stretcher and stretch it. Probably only need, you know, I should have grabbed that real little pipe, but I think we'll check it out here and see what happens. Oh, I think I can get I'm gonna get one of these in there. Let's see. And I'm not gonna go crazy here. Really just wanting to flatten the carpet. I mean, who really walks in a closet, right? I mean, it's a big closet though. Somebody might, I guess. Get my pins to lock out. So, it might be easier, Chris, if you're, yeah, right there. You see I got this a little bit there. Oh, I have nothing set behind me. I guess I should make that clear. That wall is not set. All I'm doing is just pulling this up. I don't want to knee kick that. It's too much. I'm just going to flatten that out, set that, and then I'll turn around that way, stretch it out that way. It probably doesn't matter which side you do first. So I'm sure somebody will see this and say I should have done, you know, that side first. So you can see everything's flat. I'm gonna make a little relief cut. Set. Just let off my stretch. I'll probably have to take my stretcher all apart just to get it out of here, Chris. What do you think? I mean, it's gonna be close, dude. Look at that. I gotta bring it back in though.
Flip around and do it the other way.
Big time. That is winning. We had so much luck going that way. Let's do this again.
So you move that in, I'll grab this right here. And we'll do this teamwork. Look at that.
Looking back, I think we could have got it done faster, but we just tore it apart. I mean, we just proved to everybody we can do it.
Oh yeah.
I'm just checking this in to make sure everything's just set on those tacks good. Don't want to pull it up. And again, all I really want to do is just get this carpet flat in here. I'm not looking at, you know, huge stretches like we were taking out there. Just flatten it out. Get some tension on it. And I'm just stretching one. I'm not going to stretch both. I don't believe that's going to make one heck of a difference in here at all. Because again, I'm going to do a little knee kicking. Yeah, I think it was quicker to do that. Take that out. All right, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to cut each one of these back, this wall and that wall down. And I'm just going to lightly kick everything that way. Nothing big, nothing major. Make a couple relief cuts just so it's a little easier to finish off. And what I will do sometimes on these is just cut the ends just to get those tucked. And that is just to make things easier just a little bit later. I had a little too much tucked there, so we'll just cut that off. There we go. Now we're also working with some existing tack strip that was in here. The tack strip itself is absolutely fine. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just kind of wimpy. Had some wimpy little nails in it, so we just went back with some 1 1/4 inch ring shanks and tightened it up. I shouldn't say tightened it up, but just nailed it down. And I'll just kind of tighten these little areas up. I mean, it's nothing. Again, this isn't going to be areas that I think are going to be susceptible to a lot of foot traffic or any kind of up and down movement. So, you know, once the carpet's set, just cutting everything long today. You're going to cut wrong, cut long, I guess. And I know you can use a lot of different tools to tuck your carpet in. Some guys use a stair tool, hook knife. I'm just all about simplicity. I've already got this in my hand. I'm just going to tuck with it. All right, let's go to this side. Again, I'm just going to lightly kick that up. There we go. I think I got one right finally. Okay. Make some cuts. It did cause a little puckering when I did that when I was setting my carpet on the tacks. You can see there's just a little pucker. So if I can't get it out like that, I will have to bring a carpet stretcher in here and get it. There we go. We got her. Just gonna cut my ends in a little bit. So we got that closet done. So you can see everything's even out here. Just that little bit of kicking I did flattened everything out. But before I stretch that way, I'm going to set this wall. So I'm going to set this quick while I'm over here. And since Chris is here helping me today, you got a helper. It's good for him to work on is, once I stretch this, I'll have him cut in with the wall trimmer, cut this all in, tuck it down. And if the carpet, this carpet's sticking to the tack strip, awesome. So I'm comfortable with it holding while I stretch. Same thing here. So this one I can just see there's a little pressure here. I'm going to make a cut there. And I will make sure that little part where that pressure was, I'm going to tuck that. I just don't want that pulling away when I stretch. Just because I like you, Chris, I'm going to cut this one down for you. There we go. So we're ready to stretch this half over, but since we're in the getting walls cut and tucked, cut and finished off, so we can stretch away, let's just go do this one. There's really nothing any funner than cutting through seam tape. So again, you're gonna, try to be as careful as you can getting that carpet into that closet. I always like to just kind of fold everything in, real careful. I mean, there's no such thing as not probably being able to scuff a wall. That's what touch-up paint's for. So again, we're pretty flat. Everything's looking good. We're going to go ahead and cut this down. Now this time what I'm going to do, just to show you, I can get those out of there. I am going to just use the knee kicker in here, but most of the time I don't. I just kind of want to just do it, just, prove that I can. It is for time to change the knife blade. Because I don't think I'd finish this if I don't get this changed. I think you'd be hauling me out to the emergency room for stitches again. Boy, that's just night and day difference now.
Like butter.
Like butter. it. It's always a good idea to just cut your walls down some. You know, no need to fight all that extra carpet. So again, make sure you throw all your carpet scraps over your tools so you can't find them. Just gonna give it a little kick. Got that set. Come back this way. Okay. All right. So now we got the same thing. I got this wall set, but you can see I got wrinkles on that end. You know, normally I would just go grab the stretcher, but I mean, we're making a video, so we got to put something entertaining in there. So let's see if it can't hurt my back or my legs. So I won't. I know I won't, but that's why I'm doing it. I'm trying to forget when you're the ultimate male specimen, it just doesn't matter. Boom. So that wall's set. I am gonna just cut a skosh there, a skosh here. I'll get that tucked. And all I'm doing is just kind of taking pressure off everything, just so my material stays flat. All right, clickety clack, kaboom, going this way. It's really no different than kicking steps on. Just that I don't think you need to be kicking the whole room in. So we got everything flat. So now what I'm going to do is cut these, set these back walls, and we'll do like we did in the other closet. You always know you got a good, I should kind of use this word loosely here with a knee kicker, but a good stretch is when you go to pull that carpet back and there's tension in it. And there's quite a bit of tension in this. That set. I'll cut my little V here and take the pressure off this corner. Kaboom! All right, Chris, it's game time. Again, I think it's just, I catch myself always doing that. I must have just developed quite the habit for it. Have your carpet fall off tack strip enough, you just do something. Okay, so that side's done. Let's do this side. We're gonna make a little relief cut. We'll do the same thing there because it's just kind of being silly. So this one's right here. This might be a good example where I have to cut one down. It is, I raked it twice, and it's almost like there's just enough, I can kind of tell there's just enough tension. It just wants to pull back up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut these ends in because sometimes that helps. Just take that tension off of it. And we're going to try it again. And look at that. Now, it's sticking down. But again, I'll kick that on there, and I'll look back, and I can tell if that came off, then well, we would do something different. We got pressure on everything. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit for you, Chris. We got that done. My last wall to set will be this here. And I'll set all this. And again, like I said, I'm going to leave it all. I'm going to let Chris cut after the fact. or after the stretching's done. There's quite a bit of pressure here, so we'll just see. I might have to. Now with this seam tape here, I should just tuck it in. Oh, there's just nothing worse than, I shouldn't say, I love drop bedrooms. Then you gotta put that seam right there on the closet. That's always kind of a bummer. And that one's not wanting to stick too well, so we are gonna just go ahead and cut that down. There's a couple ways you can do it. I'm gonna just use my wall trimmer. Now we got a nice cut there. And it did cause a little pucker in front, but again, that's okay. We're pulling everything that way. I just got a mess here with seam tape. Make a little V cut. I always like to V out those corners, and that's just to get the carpet to fold up and lay down however you need it to. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing here, Chris. I think we're just gonna cut this whole wall in for you. And I'm just gonna kind of tighten this up. Yeah, stick. Watch your tootsies. Make a little cut here, take some pressure off. Alright. Normally I'd have a garbage bag out in the hallway and just fill it up, but I feel I'm kind of lazy and I'm going to stretch, so let's just throw it in the closets for you. Seam board, I'm sorry. Here we go. So we've stretched to here, so now we just need to work that way to this way. I say we just set this up first. We'll finish stretching that out, come back to here, put the board on here and finish stretching that out, and we'll have her done. All right, Chris. You gonna be the stand on the board guy again. I'm gonna throw these over here because we just don't need them. Just so you I can tell I've done this. So this is how I like to walk when I'm on the carpet. Just easier. Put this hand. You know you're getting old. I mean, 38's not old, but it's all about simple. Again, everybody runs their power stretchers a little different. I don't really know if there's a wrong way. Well, there is a wrong way to do it, but as long as you're using it, I guess that's probably a right way. I'm going to slide that board across the... That's why you got to help her. I don't want to be running across there. Short. So we've got the stretching done on this side. what I like to do before Chris runs that wall trimmer, I've been doing this all throughout the room here, is just cut these corners down. And it's just nice to take all that pressure off of those corners. Because if it's going to start peeling up, that's usually where it's going to start peeling up. And then you got to come back and re-stretch it. You know, nobody likes doing that. Okay. Shorten this up now. Might have to do the old no tape, straight up and down. We still might be able to get it. Oh, I know I can. Crane builds a good power structure. There we go. Like I said, I like carpet spreader. That's how I was taught. So I just got used to using it. But I know some guys, they come in, they'll push in with their hands. There's nothing wrong with that either. Just whatever you're comfortable with.
One sec, I'll move this across.
Perfect. All right, buddy. Do the final test. I call it the snap test. I always like to come kind of out in the middle of the room somewhere and just pull up on the carpet, and you'll just see it snaps down. Because what's going to happen over time is that backing will get kind of loose, and if it's not properly stretched in, you'll get the wrinkles. Not saying that carpet properly stretched won't wrinkle, just a less chance if we do it this way. So thanks again, Chris. Get to cutting. I'm on to stretching the next rooms.